Hello, Johanna, and welcome to today's interview for the community. You are a queen, we all know that. But last month in September, you won the Growth Games inside of the
Yeah.
community. Cash prize, but also a place in our Hall of Fame. And I can't wait to talk to you today and have a conversation about your journey before you joined the club, what happened in the last couple of months since you are a member, and what's your vision for 2025?
Hi, thank you very much for having me. I super thrilled about being here and have this conversation so we can share some of the wins that we already have in our pockets.
Yes, let's do that. Maybe you can first give us a little like background story for anyone who doesn't know you. A little background story of where do you come from? Where do you live? What are you doing in your daily life? Like how does that look like? When did you got into lifting weights? And
Yeah.
what was your experience with that so far?
All right. So let me start saying that as many of you know, I am from Costa Rica and I started to lift weights when I turned like 40 years old. And that was because I was diagnosed with a disease that is autoimmune disease. So I wanted to give it a fight, like I won't take medication until I try everything and fight it. So before that, I also wanted to add that, yeah, I've been married for 25 years. Like,
Oh wow, that long.
I got
Woo!
married at 20, and surprisingly enough, nobody stopped me. Like, why I question myself why nobody was like, are you insane? You're 20, you know?
I mean, if it's a fit, it's a fit, right?
But yeah, I did it anyways. I am still married with the same man, and I have two kids. So they are already like a grown up. So for me, life got really easy, like very easy. I don't have to manage kids. I have more time to dedicate myself, which is great. And I want, I like to live my life like peacefully, like chill. This is a Costa Rican vibe too, right? Like you feel whenever wherever you go, you feel like, yeah, take your breakfast easily, spend time with your friends and
Hmm.
everything should be like this. Although most women's are caught in this rush life with kids, like, very rush mornings, very rush evenings. So that is also preventing us to think about our dream life. So for me, my dream life was actually, having time for myself and have a peaceful life, have a slow morning as a luxury, and a slow evening as well. So that is what I started to build.
Cool. I like that. When did you started to build that dream life?
So at my 40, I always exercise at home, but I will say that doesn't count. When I think about it, it was just like, yeah, doing exercise with a YouTube video or some DVDs at the time, but
Hmm.
not actually thinking about muscles whatsoever. I never thought about muscles. So when I got diagnosed, I really wanted to think about myself living a gorgeous life at my elderly years,
Hmm.
right? I wanted to be a super cool grandma and strong and not sick whatsoever. I wanted to be healthy. And then, I like to read a lot. I like to educate myself. So I started to read, and everywhere started to pop up: build muscle, build muscle, build muscle. Muscle is the longevity organ in your body. And I was like, oh, muscle. Okay. I'll try that. And then I started as a, super beginner in terms of lifting weights at my 40s. And then I guess I spent 2 years like just mimicking whatever I was seeing
Mhm.
without any structure in my training. I did had a coach, but I think I didn't even understand what he was saying at the time. Like, yeah, I am doing this. So what do you mean? Like, you know? And then I just started to like it. There is a switch point when you started to like it, and you are like, oh, I lift my arm and I feel something here. I like that. And then I wanted to get into it. So I did. I got a coach and I got a nutritionist separate from the coach.
Mhm.
They kind of work together, but not really. So I started with a training program that was extremely exhausting. Like it took me an hour and 45 minutes to complete. It was about sometimes 9 different sets of 9 different exercises, 4 sets of each. Uh, yeah, yeah, I don't know. So 9 different exercises, 4 sets each. And it was, yeah, but I did it for another year and a half. And my
Mhm.
nutritionist said, yeah, we're ready to build muscle. So you need to eat more. And I started this and got to eat a lot. And I think it got just over the top. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have the proper support. Like I just saw her once a month whenever I went to her office, and she was repeating month after month, yeah, you need to eat more. You need to eat more. You need to eat more. You're doing great. You have
Mm.
built 8 kilos of muscle.
Uh-huh.
And I was
How
like,
was
okay,
she
look,
measuring that?
oh, so they pinch your skin.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how is that called.
Skin fold measurement.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, obviously you get on the scale and then they pinch and then they measures, they measure your body. And she had different, I recall this like super vividly. She had different, how can I say that, measurement scales or types.
Hmm.
And then she picked the one that was showing the less percentage of fat. I
Okay.
recall that she had
Smart.
a drop down
Yeah.
menu
Yeah, yeah.
and program, and she picked, oh, let me see, I am measuring you with, oh, this one.
Okay.
So with the default one, I was like 25% fat percentage. And when she switched to the other, I was like 12. Oh, I was like, okay, sounds great.
I like that.
I like that. But then
Yeah.
my clothes, stopped fitting me.
Mm.
I started to feel like overweight. I started to feel like 10 years older because your face changed like so much. Your face, your neck, everything start to change, and you start to feel like uh, another person. So I started to raise my hand, like, yeah, I don't like this. I am not comfortable.
What what was the
I
moment where you what was the moment? Can you remember a moment where you were like, okay, this is not working the right way?
right when I had to buy a pair of jeans that was three sizes above my regular jeans. Three sizes.
Mm.
And I had to buy that because none of my clothing was fitting. And this new pair of jeans were actually tight, like super tight. I really wanted, don't, I really didn't want it to go four sizes above.
Mm.
Like, no, no, no. And then I bought that and I said, yeah, and I wear those pair of jeans like every day. I went to the office with the jeans. I was wearing the jeans for everything because those were the only pair that fit me. And I said, no, I am not eating more. I'm not. And then I wrote her a message through, I think it was Instagram because I didn't even had her phone number, even though she's from here, right? Like 10 minutes from my home, but
Around the
yeah.
corner. Yeah.
And I said, Raquel, I am done. I am not eating more. I need immediately to go backwards and drop some weight. Okay, see you in the next appointment. Oh my God, it's still for 3 weeks, left. Well, I made it to the appointment and then let's see, chill down. Let's measure you. Let's pinch your skin. Let's see. And she typed, you're doing great. I don't care what you say, I don't feel great. I don't. I look awful. No clothes are fitting me. I don't, I hate it, actually. I hate it
Mm.
so badly that I need this to be, overridden by a new story starting today. And she's like, all right, okay, if you really want it. It's a shame because you were doing great. No, I'm not looking great. I was like, how can I, can you see me? Can you really see me? She knew me when I was weighed in 56 kilo.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was weighed in 69, 70. So she saw me before and she saw me at that time. And
Mm-hmm.
how can she say, you're doing great?
That
Yeah,
means like 13, 14 kilo did you gained in that, and what kind of
and
time frame? Those like 13,
eight 8 months,
wow. Okay.
8 months.
Yeah.
So it was more than one. It was about 1.5 kilo per month.
Yeah.
So it was really uncomfortable to me.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, like my sister, whenever I crush a party, she was like, people was saying, "Hey, wow, like who are you?" Right? Like,
Mm.
and she was like, no, no, she's doing this on purpose because she's wanted to build muscle. And then my mother was also saying, no, no, she knows about it. She is trying to build muscle. So when I saw that if the people that really care about me was
Yeah.
trying to justify my overweight, I was like, no, this is awful, And I recall I have a group of powerful women at the office that I lead in company of other ladies. And someone asked me what was my hobby, what is the thing that I like to do most in the day. And I said, lifting weights, perhaps. And then I saw people's, just sight. And I said, I promise someday I will look like. I understand right now it doesn't look like, but
Mhm.
someday I will. And people laughed, and I was like, oh my God, I just hate it so much
Yeah.
because I was putting the work. My training was super exhausting. I
Mm-hmm.
was doing everything, but I looked the worst that I have looked ever before.
Crazy.
So
I mean,
how
that's,
frustrating.
yeah, 100%. I mean, you have put all the work in, as you said. It was not only like a little bit of, lifting some weights at home. It was really going to the gym, doing those 9 exercises, 4 sets, and really feeling like you gave your everything into that. And then also you paid attention to your nutrition as your nutritionist told you to do. I mean, you trusted those professionals to help you, and I'm happy. I'm so happy to see you now and to see you so much in a completely different place than where you have been back then. The moment where you said like, okay, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I gained my 13, 14 kilo. I'm the heaviest I've ever been. This is going in the wrong direction. What have you done then? Like, what was the kind of transition time before you found us?
Yeah. Yeah. So it was around October when I said, about a year ago, right? I said no more. I just hate it. I wanna switch. And then when I saw her, it was already October, and then she said, "Yeah, let's put you in a calorie deficit." Which at the moment I thought this is the worst planning ever. Like you eat like I was eating 200 and no, it was 2,400 calories a day at the time.
Mhm. Were
And then,
were you tracking your food or did you follow a meal
yes,
plan? You were tracking your food. Okay.
I was tracking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but I recall the protein wasn't that high, to be
Uh-huh.
honest. It was mostly carbs and fats. And well, and then I said to myself, this is the worst planning ever because we are approaching holidays. And I spent the whole year eating like a man. And now on holidays, I'm gonna go back to restriction, right? This is the worst planning ever. But anyways, I just wanted to turn around. So I
Yeah.
started the calorie deficit. So for the first 2 months, so October, November, let's say, uh, and mid-December, I didn't lose a pound, not a single pound. So I was continuously checking. And then she's like, "Oh, this is so strange. This is so strange." I recall that she was like, "Oh, I don't understand why." And I was showing her what I was eating. I was doing, the prescribed things. And she was like, "Okay, let's get the calories down even more." So we got to a point where I was eating 1,300 calories a day. So it was 1,000 calories less almost overnight,
Yeah.
right?
Crazy.
And and continuously doing this exhausting training program, which I literally started to feel like super, super, super exhausted.
Mm.
Like it was 1 p.m. and I was ready to go to bed. I couldn't think even, clearly, and I was upset, frustrated.
Mm.
I thought I was broken. I said to myself, I messed up my metabolism
Hmm.
by doing this crazy bulking thing. And I got frustrated, more frustrated. So January came and she get my calories even down, and I couldn't lose any weight. And I was telling people, no, I already stopped because like people is like, are you still going in that madness? And no,
Hmm.
I stopped. So I was already 5 months in a calorie deficit. In 5 months, I lose 1 pound, 1 pound in 5 months. So I said, "Oh my God, this low."
This is so slow, especially as you have, especially as you have gained so much weight in such a short time frame. I mean, your weight gain in the building phase, quote unquote, building phase, was almost 14 kg in 8 months. And then having that
Wow.
like very, very slow rate of loss going through a fat loss phase is, I mean, that's really like turtle style.
And then you freak out. At one point, you started to freak out. And then I said, no, I have to do more, eat
Hmm.
less. The perfect formula for failure.
For disaster.
So, yeah, the perfect storm, it's called. So, I started to do insanity. Have you heard insanity training?
No.
Well, there is a guy in the
Yeah.
United States that started a training program called Insanity.
Okay.
So it is actually insane and it's insanity to do that. So you go for 45 minutes approximately in super intensive like aerobic
Hmm.
training that you can do at home. And out of breath completely in the first 10 minutes and it's 45. So I did insanity. I did everything. I eat less and nothing happened. And then when I was in this super frustrated space, I don't know if I was talking about it, if I was just manifesting something. And then I saw you on Instagram. Yeah.
That's
And I
how we
said,
found together.
yeah. So I think like, oh, what I saw, what I trying to find in your profile and everything is like, yeah, 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 yeah. I really want to look like I live, like, because
Hmm.
I've been told, throughout my entire life, whenever I start a project,
Hmm.
I am super focused. I am the A+ student, whatever I do, even if that is painting, I will be the best in my
All in.
class of
Yeah.
painting. Yeah. Because I just dive into that.
Hmm.
So I was looking at everything. Yeah, I want to look like I live because I'm lifting, I'm putting the work. So how frustrating it is to do all that and not seeing any results. And it is even worse when you have built fat, because if you are in the other side of the street where you are super skinny, no muscle, and you try to build muscle, but you haven't transformed so drastically
Mm.
as I did, which I was lean. And then I drastically changed my body shape by all this weight, extra weight.
Hmm.
So it is more frustrating because you trust 100% the process and it didn't work. And it is,
How came you because I mean, you trusted those people. They led you in the wrong direction. You kind of tried everything. It was not working. You are thinking, my body is broken, my metabolism is slow, nothing is working. I'm doing all of the things. What was then different when you heard about the membership, when you found me on Instagram? Like, what made you trust us again on like trying it again to finally look
wow.
like you lived?
So I think as everybody, well, I don't know if everybody, but you will have a piece of you that trusts and a piece of you that is also like, I don't know if this gonna work.
Mm.
So the piece that I trust is that I saw your own transformation,
Hmm.
right? I saw how you transform your body. And even though you were not like super overweight when you started, but you looked like you live, right? So you made this switch. So
Mhm.
that is a role model, first of all, that you say, yeah, if this girl was able to do it, maybe I can too. In the other hand, I was like, yeah, I need this to work because to be honest, in the space that I was, I hired I guess the one of the most famous people in Costa Rica because she was a nutritionist for fitness,
Mhm.
specifically for people that like sports. It wasn't a specialty that she had. So if I couldn't do it with someone that I thought I could, yeah, I needed to trust in something else. And I saw that transformation and I said, yeah, so she kind of has the recipe. She has the recipe. Maybe I can piggyback that recipe, and see if that works for me as well.
Cool. And how is it working for you so far? Like you then joined the club back in May.
In May, yeah.
Yeah. So you
I
are
was
the original gangster, the OG of the Strong Babes Club, let's say.
I was almost the first one
100%.
to
Yeah, because
join the club.
we just launched the membership after working a lot one on one with women. We built out that membership. You joined. You were like, okay, let's trust again. Kind of like being on some dates and having some bad dates, but you still, you don't want to lose the idea that you will find your love out there. And you're like, okay, let's try
Yeah,
again. Um, let's try again. Let's see. This needs to work. Kind of.
this needs to work. Like it has to work
Yeah.
because I am not planning to stay in the same weight. I need to do something, and I have tried everything. And when I saw my nutritionist, like, oh, I don't
Uh-huh.
understand. And I said, wait a minute. Have you ever worked with a women of my age? Like, what was for them? No, no. I usually have younger women. And I said,
Mm.
oh
Damn.
man, I screwed my life. Okay, anyways. So yeah, I said I need to trust this. And I know I can do it. When we first met and then you prescribed to increase my calories, I was like super, oh my God, how can I say, like full of fear. Oh my God, increasing. I don't hear the word increase for years. I don't want to hear it.
Mm.
I don't want to go with more right now. For me, the key word is less, 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 less. So yeah,
What happened then?
I did it. So I started to, well, first of all, the training was a massive change,
Mm.
massive. I am doing my training session in half time that I was doing before. And I think it makes sense to accomplish your training session in less than 1 hour or an hour at the
Mhm.
top, right? So that brought me to a super nice space because I gained back my energy. And, and then in terms of calories, I started to eat more. And then the scale started to go down. And I was like, oh my God, yes, yes, yes. I just, I was thrilled. I needed to see a digit moving
Mm.
after 6 months of not seeing results, right?
Crazy.
Crazy.
By
But
eating more and
anyways,
training less.
but eating more and training less. Yeah, go figure. Like, who could ever imagine that? because I think it gets more challenging whenever you surpass your 40s. It gets more challenging. We are at the mercy of the hormones sometimes, like,
Mhm.
and then what worked before is not working anymore. So yeah, then I think, anyways, I needed to learn more things. So I did a fat loss phase prior to my bulking phase before,
Mhm.
and it was super heavy. The fat loss phase, it was super heavy, and then I was already lean, so I easily lose weight with what with training more and eat less, and it was around my 40 years old. So I don't know why, but it worked at the time. At this time, maybe what I learned in that fat loss phase didn't work anymore. So I needed to learn again. I need to learn. The learning that I had from the past, yeah, is um, a hard way to learn things, but I needed more. I needed to learn more, to really understand my body, to hear my body,
Mhm.
which I didn't before. I didn't hear my body. I didn't uh, connect with my inner self to understand how I really feel. So I started to lose weight, and then I hit a plateau. Mhm. As many women will experience, right?
Because I also think that a lot of women, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe you have had a different view on that or seen different things, but I uh, I always have the feeling women think a plateau is a bad thing. You know, it's kind of like you want to go through a
Oh
fat loss
yes,
phase and you just want to go like
100%.
boom, and they
Yeah,
think a plateau is bad, but actually, a plateau is a good thing because it tells us, okay, we need to adjust some things, we need to change some things up. And this is where we come into play as coaches to tell you, like, hey, have you checked this and that? Or let's try this and that. Like, how was that for you, like this plateau, and how did you navigate through that? Because I can see and I know that you definitely broke through that plateau
yeah,
and continued on your fat loss journey until now.
right. So
What has like
I,
helped you
I,
to break through?
yeah. So, well, first of all, let me tell something. Uh, I work with people that was in the same place I was in my country, very next to each other, but I didn't feel supported, to be honest. So, with you, I do feel the support. I feel that I can raise my questions, that I will have an answer, and I don't need to wait for the next touch point, right,
Mhm.
to do that, because there's different spaces that you have opened. And the first, the community is a great place to just try to find answers. So that was different, and that felt like super good. I can ask my big questions at any time, so that is, first of all, a great thing, super great thing. And then um for the first time, when I hit this plateau, I was like, okay, my thoughts were again like fooling me around, like, no, you messed up your
Mhm.
metabolism, you're broken, you're insulin resistant, maybe your hormones, your age, and you, your brain starts to send you justifications on why you don't continue progressing. But at the same time, and while I was trying to look into these factors, insulin and then hormones, and then, cardio, do I need to do cardio? Like I recall Yannick actually sometimes were just BS me, like, yeah, you're right. You're right. Maybe if you don't drink water from the Himalayan mountain, you are messing your. And then by having all this joke about my concerns, I realized maybe I am just talking bullshit. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe yes. I need to understand my body then. I need to, or to think differently.
Mm-hmm.
What if the only thing I need to change is my thought, right? So that first phase was, when I was raising questions, insulin, hormones, water, cardio, uh, sleep. What else? What else can I do? Oh, cold plunge. What should I
Yeah, yeah,
do,
all these
right?
fancy things.
And when I was getting, Janik also provides a very broad answer to that, right? But I noticed that maybe all these things that I was raising was just bullshit, right? And something that I needed to justify why I
Mm-hmm.
hit a plateau. And then I got into a call, the weekly calls that we have with Janik, and I guess I asked another usual questions about metabolism and and why this, why that. And he said, well, he answered me and then he said, can you post the win today? And I said, to be honest, Yannick, I don't feel like I have not a single win,
Mm-hmm.
you know? I recall that he also mentioned at some point that our perception of our bodies change even when we are progressing. Like, I perhaps already lost 2 kilo, but since I see my body in the mirror every day, I don't perceive those 2 kilos anymore. I perceive as I see, and I see only what I'm lacking,
Mm-hmm.
or what else do I have to lose,
Mm-hmm.
or instead of what I have done as progress so far. And then I said, I'll try to post a win. But to be honest, I feel super low, frustrated. Um, because in my mind, I messed up my metabolism, right? So it wasn't the program. I thought the program was great, but like I had no help whatsoever. Like, you know, there's nothing you can do with me. I messed up my body, my metabolism. And then he asked me to post this win, and I said, I try. And then I started to do it. At the third day, I think I really stopped and say, wait a minute. So the lean person that you want to become already exists under this fat. Like, it's already here. And maybe I already have what I need to lose the weight. I already have it. Yeah. So it was like an epiphany I mentioned, because it was like, yeah, yeah, like, yes, true. Like, just me realizing I have everything that is needed, and what I mean by that is courage and discipline and intelligence to do it, and the willing to
Ambition.
work
Mm-hmm.
and the ambition. I have all these things. I just need to do them. And then by that time, you launch the 75 fat loss challenge in the free community.
75 strong. Yeah, in the free community. Yeah.
Yeah. So I look at that post, and I look at the checklist, and I
Mm-hmm.
like the checklist. I print it out and I just put it on my wall. And I said, yeah, I got everything. So let's do this as accurate as possible. And then I started to follow the checklist in the 75-day challenge, and it worked. Like, like it was like magic pea. I was like, wow. So maybe before you get, this is a learning lesson, before you get frustrated about the progress, you gotta look at your dogs and
Mm.
see if you have them in line. And if you have them in line, just do that for 3 weeks. And if nothing happens, then yeah, maybe some adjustments are needed, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I knew at the time before the 75-day challenge, I knew that some days I was doing, let's say, 1,000 steps more or 1,000 steps less, or I I didn't control my sleep as much, or I didn't got my calories on point or my macros on point. So I said, yeah, no, I need to get this. If I need to do something, is to focus on these pillars. I said to
Mm-hmm.
myself, pillars, like these are the pillars for success. Focus on them and try to do a clean work. And then I will add to those pillars the mindset. Definitely. For
The
me, it
win
was,
post.
yeah, the win post. So mindset really gets you to that point, and focusing on today's wins, like my today's decisions. So today, only today, I need to decide well what I'm eating, what I'm doing on my steps. Tomorrow is going to turn on today, at some point. So just focus on today and focusing on the broader goal, if you will. Like if I focus on the body that I really want to have and I see in the mirror today and I don't have it yet, my mind could trick me, and
Mm.
turn that into frustration or turn
Impatience.
that into so slow. I wanted to have it now.
Yeah.
It's not happening. It's not happening because when you do things right, it's going to take time. All right. So I achieved that as well. Like I know, my goal. I have it like in the back of my head, but in the front, I just have today. I need to conquer today's challenges.
I love
Um,
that. It's it's
and
it's such a great way to think about it because what we also see is oftentimes the impatience of
oh
achieving
yeah,
certain things. You know, you want it fast, but having that kind of like back of your head, the vision of yourself, the person you
yeah,
want to become, but
yeah,
then focusing on today and the actions that you can do today that align with that big vision that you have.
correct. So I continue to do that. Like, I saw a picture of myself one of these days and I had, yeah, this is me. This is what I want to look like with muscle this time, perhaps a little bit of muscle. And then I just have it there, right? But today is the day that is going to take me there, not yesterday, not even tomorrow. So today is the day that is going to take me there. Um, so I started to get good at planification, planning my meals, planning my week, um, be more aware of, my mood, even my mood, or if
Hmm.
my body is asking me more sleep or more rest time.
Hmm.
And then, just being kind to myself as well in this process. Right now, and nowadays, the immediate satisfaction is everywhere, right? Like you want everything to get immediately satisfaction right now. So doing this long-term strategy is difficult because you want that immediate satisfaction of seeing your body in, in certain shape that is not today. So for fat loss, I think it's great challenge. It's a big challenge to not see what you like in the mirror at first. So when I had this vision of the lean person that I want to become is already here, right now, cover a little bit, by fat. I just need to uncover that.
Hmm.
I think for fat loss, that helps, right? I just need to uncover that. And I have to do that layer by layer.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, I cannot peel my lean self overnight. It has layers, and I need one layer at a time, one layer by day. So that's where I focus on a daily wins. And I think the daily wins are super smart on that. That shifts your mindset into
Mm-hmm.
a winning goal without without the need of the frustration or anything, and without the need of having immediate satisfaction, and just focusing, if it's like you don't have the right to complain until you have an A+ in your homework, which is steps nutrition, right? So I cannot complain about the teacher when I am having C- in on every exam I take. I need to be A+. And when you do an A+ on your homework, you realize that you are our guides, but no one is gonna make what you need to make. Is
Mm-hmm.
gonna no one is gonna take the action you need to make for yourself, right? It's you. It's only you. Now, with knowledge, with support, with questions answered, and with that community, the companion of other ladies. So, all that is great, but you need to put the work.
100%. 100% agree on that. You need to be willing and ready to do the work and kind of realize that building a body is like building a body. You need to you need to get to work, lady. And I think also what the great thing about it is that it's something that nobody can take away from you. It's something
Yeah.
like if you're doing it in a way that is sustainable, like going through those phases of building and cutting and learning all this little details that you have learned in the past months, the knowledge that you have gained in the process, not only in the like gym and the kitchen, but also all this mindset stuff, getting to know yourself better. That's something nobody can take away from you. And it's the same for the body that you will create, like in the future, the 2.0 version, Johanna. Um, that's just something that is like, okay, she put the work in, but not only did she put the work in as before where you were training hard and just eating less, but you have in a sustainable way created a different shape, a new you, which is already inside of you, and that needs to
Yes.
be as you said, peeled,
Take the layer.
the layers. But I think the layers are the taking action, the learning, the failing, the asking questions, the all those kinds of things that that you mentioned.
Yeah, and building a body that you are proud of is a massive win. Like you cannot borrow another body's person, another body. You cannot borrow a
And you
body.
and you can
You
also
have to
not.
win it.
Yeah, yeah, you have to work for it and build it.
Yeah.
You can also not buy it. I mean, there are like people who can do
Oh
like
yeah.
surgery and stuff like that, of course, but a healthy, a strong, defined looking athletic body, you cannot buy that. It really comes from the work we put in. And I think this is also something special, when you go to the gym. I don't know if you know this feeling, but you go to the gym and you have that look, and others are seeing you, you're seeing yourself, and you're like, I did the work. That's kind of this
Yeah.
deep satisfaction that comes from that.
Yeah. And having a beautiful toned body is not superficial at all. It's actually now I think, someone has to be very clever to want to build a body, you know, because actually being healthy is a luxury
Hmm.
uh, that nobody else can buy. You cannot buy health.
Yeah.
It's impossible. So
Yeah.
it's a luxury, and then it feels great that you're doing that for yourself. You are showing up for yourself. You continue to do all the good things. And yeah, so I'm still like 5 or 6 kilos away from my final goal, but I started to feel like myself again. Like
Mm.
I don't feel like shame. I don't feel like I need to justify my overweight. I just feel like, yeah, I'm feeling myself again. Like, yeah, I can see myself in the mirror. So even though I'm still need to lose some kilos more, I am kind and I appreciate what I see. I just love that I was able to do this without knowing it was insulin resistance that I
Mm.
overcome. No, no, no. There was no insulin resistance. Oh, I don't care if it was. I was able to revert it then.
You're like, I don't care, I will get my results.
I don't care, I actually that's my thinking, Insulin, yeah, I don't care. You do whatever you want. I'm getting my results because I'm doing this right. And then, results will come. Like my body will follow. I also started to visualize myself and started to behave like the person I want to become. I really do. Like I feel like it's strong. Yeah, my muscles are here covered, but I will uncover them. So I just behave as this person.
And I think other people are seeing this too, that you're behaving like this 2.0 version of yourself that you have already manifested. Because the other day you had a nice talk with a guy in the gym. Maybe we can wrap it up, but that will be the last little story that you can tell what happened.
Yeah, the bikini one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was, sweating like a pig in the gym because it was Monday, leg day of a phase 7, and it was killing me. I was sweating
Intense.
because it's high reps, low weight, but high reps and almost no rest, 60 seconds of rest between sets.
Hmm.
So yeah, I was sweating, and then he approached me, and then I take off my earbuds, and he said like, "Are you preparing for a bikini contest?" And I'm like, "What?
Say what? Me?
Excuse me? What do you know?" No, no, no. I was like, "What?" And he's like, "No, I'm saying because your transformation, let me tell you, is unbelievable. I seen you when I got here, and I
Mm,
seen you in the last weeks. He said weeks. It's actually months, but he said maybe the last are more noticeable for people.
mm.
So he's like, it's impressive. So I said to myself, the only reason behind it is because she's preparing for a bikini contest. And I am like,
Competition.
oh, not at all. But yeah.
But thank
Anyways, I
you.
said, thank you. Are you going?
I love
And
that.
then
I love
he
that.
said, no, no, at this pace, because I see how strong you like to train, how hard you are training. At this pace, you're gonna be on a stage soon. And I said, preach,
Preach,
yes.
preach, slay.
And I was like, oh my God, yeah. He said, how much have you lost? Like how much weight? And I said, yeah, I think it's just 4 kilo, five, I don't know. Well, it looked like a lot. To be honest, it doesn't look like 4 kilo. It looked like more. Yeah. And I am like, yeah, I know. So wait for more. More is
Wait for more.
coming to be continued.
Wait for 2025. We have big plans coming up.
Yes.
Exactly. I
That was
can't
funny.
wait. I can't wait to support you because you are also signed up for another year with the Strong Babes Club, and I can't wait to work with you for another year. It will be amazing. And maybe for the ladies outside who are maybe on the fence to join the club, what would you say to a woman who's like, I don't know if I should join. Should I join? I don't know. Will this work? I don't know if this will work. What would you say to that kind of person?
I will say, if you don't try it, you wouldn't know what you're missing. Like this program has what other programs are missing. Transformation roadmap. That's a, I don't know, that's epic. I don't know if somebody else has it, but that's epic. So I think that this program has what other programs are missing, and just give it a try, because whatever doubt that you have is gonna go away if you try, right?
Love
Yeah.
that.
So let's let's do this together. That's something that I love about this program, Dragana, the community. It's like, we are so far away from each other, but we support each other like massively. Like I feel I know many of
Yeah.
the women that we have in the community, and I like to think about them as friends, as women that understands me, because people at work might not even understand what you're doing. They
Mm,
don't understand why you're doing this, or you cannot talk about fitness with everybody, because at work maybe one person could be into fitness,
mm,
and then you cannot talk about this in your family. Maybe nobody is into fitness in your family. So we need people that is into fitness, into the same goals and ambitions as us, to feel supported, to feel like, yes, we are a community. And they are, I really enjoy that there are women around my age as well in this community that might experience the same challenges as I
mhm.
do. So it feels great to know that you are not alone, right? So thank you for creating the community, creating the app. I love training with the app. For creating the content. Wow. When I first joined, I thought I was at college again. Like this is like university classes that I need to pass. And when we have all this information, we feel like empowered again. Like, yes, I can do this because I understand why I should do this.
Mm.
And let's do this. So all the components together making the perfect recipe for success. Yeah. So thank you. And thank you for being our role model
Oh,
in the society with your rocking body that even though I'm gonna have my own rocking body, it's such an inspiration. Yeah.
exactly. You will. Thank you for being such a valuable member to the community. You're definitely the sunshine who brings always such a positive vibe every day to the community. You're inspiring so many ladies to like take action and be like Johanna, and that's just amazing. Be like stay as you are. You are such a great person, and I can't wait to support you and really reveal that 2.0 version that is already inside of you.
Yeah, just taking the layers out, uncovering myself.
Exactly. Exactly. Let's do that.
Okay. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
very
much.
much. Thank you.
Have a
Bye
good
bye.
one. Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye.